by Superior Water and Air.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to Game Night Live. Glad to have you aboard tonight. 6 semifinal games and 3 championship games decided this week in the high school football playoffs.
It's been a busy week. Let's start in 5A. American Fork is a great story. Had to beat defending champ Harriman in a play-in game just to get into the playoffs. Now they've reached the turf and a meeting with their rival.
Lone Peak seeking back-to-back championship game appearances. It's hard to beat a team twice, but the Knights made it look easy. Welcome to semifinal Thursday on an absolutely fantastic fall morning for high school football. Lone Peak would come out and quickly jump on American Fork in the first quarter. Hanson fakes the short, going deep. He's got a man wide open if he can make the connection. It's a touchdown, Lone Peak. Dakota Hanson to Tyler McPherson. It's blocked. It's blocked by Lone Peak, picked up by the Knights at the 30. Peyton Freeman returns the block punt for a touchdown. Lone Peak takes a 17-0 lead. But then American Fork would strike back with a big play of its own. Bronson Barron, he's going deep. Receiver's got a step. He makes the catch. And this is going to be a touchdown, American Fork, 67 yards. But the Knights would quickly answer. Wanted to go to McPherson, but he didn't get it to him. Now he's going to McPherson. Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Dakota Hanson. 20 yards to Tyler McPherson. 3rd and goal at the 5-yard line. Snap dribbles back to Hanson into the end zone. Touchdown, Tyler McPherson. Bring up Hanson and McPherson one more time. Got McPherson again. Tyler McPherson bobbles and hangs on. Touchdown! Hanson to McPherson for the 4th time in the first half. And Lone Peak went to the locker room leading 38-13. Second half, the Knights would solidify their spot in next week's 5A championship game. Hanson going to the end zone. McChesney's there. Caught, touchdown. Intercepted. Intercepted by Ammon Hanneman. Lone Peak in the 5A title game for the 2nd straight year.
There you go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we're just excited to have the opportunity. You know, we're just going to get after it one more week.
Yeah, that week, Lone Peak is in the title game on Friday. Bingham is undefeated, nationally ranked, the favorite to win another 5A championship. But they have a score to settle, Jeremiah.
Yeah, the Miners were upset by Lone Peak in last year's semifinals and want another shot at the Knights. But to do so, they'd have to take care of business against a very good Fremont team.
Fremont would get the ball first and stun the Bingham defense, marching down the field on an 11-play, 80-yard drive. Austin Freeman would score from 16 yards out to give the Silverwolves a 6-0 lead. Bingham answered right back with a drive of their own. A 9-play, 80-yard drive capped off by an Amoni Kaili score. Fremont giving it everything they had. A magic act by quarterback Saxton Morby to avoid the rush and complete a pass to Caden Williams. And he's got a big gain. Rewind that. Unfortunately for Fremont, they would turn it over on downs. Bingham would expand their lead with a 92-yard touchdown drive. Daniel Loa playing both sides of the ball. A great job by the O-line to create space. A 19-yard touchdown and a 14-6 lead. Fremont was left with 44 seconds to work with. When you've got Hayes Hadley, that's more than enough. He's made plays like this for the past 3 years. A 60-yard kickoff return. The Silverwolves get down to the 8-yard line. One last play before the half to put points on the board. Morby goes to the end zone, but Tongi Longi with great coverage for Bingham. They take an 8-point lead to the locker room. Bingham gets the ball first in the second half and scores to go up 21-6. Then another big defensive play. Bingham forces a fumble, and the Miners take advantage. Daniel Loa again. Tiptoes down the sideline for a 30-yard touchdown, his 2nd of the game, and it's 28-6 Bingham. Fremont keeps coming, trying to spark a rally. Morby to Hadley for the 21st time this season. Hadley leads the state in touchdown receptions. They cut Bingham's lead to 16. The Silverwolves driving again in the fourth quarter, but the Miners defense kills the rally with a sack on fourth down. And a few plays later, Bingham adds to their lead. Another Loa touchdown, his third of the game. The Miners rush for 401 yards and defeat Fremont 35-12. They get their shot at revenge. They face Lone Peak for the 5A state title.
We got our shot at them again, and we ready. We ready this time. I promise you that we ready.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they got. They're a better team. They're a better team. We're a better team. We'll see who's better.
We don't win it on Friday next week. It's going to hurt as bad as last week or last year in the semis. So it was on the back of our minds, but I think this is a pretty mature team, and we've been able to stay focused pretty well week to week, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah! Let's go!
All right, I love this matchup in the championship game. Lone Peak and Bingham. The Miners beat Lone Peak 42-21 on September 2nd. That game kicks off at 2:30 Friday. You can watch it on live.ksl.com. Well, now moving on to the 4A semifinals. Maple Mountain's another great story. The Golden Eagles never won a playoff game until this year. They won 2 and reached the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Well, they drew a tough opponent, the defending 4A champ, the East Leopards. Undefeated and nationally ranked, their dominance continued in the semis. East would come out and quickly begin the domination of the first half. Ford's going to throw this time. He's got a man wide open, and it's going to be a touchdown, East Leopards. Warren again. No, Ford keeps it on the option, and Ford's got a lot of room. Ben Ford has himself a 35-yard touchdown. East back in the end zone, up 20-0. Sione Malisi's in for the touchdown. 13 yards, Sione Malisi. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns for East here in the first half. It was 43-0 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter when Maple Mountain finally got on the board. They fake the screen. They got a man wide open. This could be a touchdown. It is Butler, and he's in for the touchdown. 77 yards, and finally, Maple Mountain breaks through. But then Jalen Warren would come back in a big way. Jalen Warren headed to the end zone. Jalen Warren has a touchdown at 22 yards. Jalen Warren, final play of the first half. Jalen Warren, oh my goodness, Jalen Warren is on his way to the end zone. Jalen Warren, 70-yard touchdown on the final play of the half. Jalen Warren, 218 yards rushing, his 10th straight game with over 200. East led 57-7 at the half. And then in the third, the pitch out to Vincent. And Charlie Vincent headed to the end zone. Charlie Vincent has a 23-yard touchdown. 9 possessions for the Leopards, 9 touchdowns. East with a total of 644 yards rushing. Leopards back in the championship game to defend their 4A title.
How hungry is this group to repeat?
I got to say, we're real hungry. We're real hungry.
It's not about being in the game. It's about going the game and winning the game and finish it the right way.
Now, East quarterback Ben Ford injured his elbow, dislocated elbow in that game. We thought he'd be out, but they're going to try to have him play on Friday. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, he had a soft cast on for the second half.
Tough
there.
kid.
Meanwhile, the Springville Red Devils, they've just lost 1 game in the last 2 years, and that was to East in last year's semis. One of 3 undefeated teams left in the state.
Yeah, they'd love to get another shot at the champs, but first, they had to find a way to contain one of the state's best offenses, led by 2,000-yard rusher Josh Davis. The Hawks averaged 50 points per game.
Springville set the tone on their first drive, establishing the run game. They play smash mouth football. Peyton Kelopolo set up the Red Devils' first touchdown. He wasn't alone. Cade Bowers powers his way through the out to defense on another scoring drive that ended with a Jansen Thorpe 1-yard dive. It was the start of a big second quarter for the Red Devils. Bennett Hollinger gets loose, great blocks, spinning forward for a big gain. A big stop by Alta's MJ Tafisi would only delay the inevitable. Another Springville touchdown. It's Hullinger who finishes what he started. 21-0 Red Devils. Alta driving for a score, but Will Dana is picked off by Brennan Reimer. Springville has time to put more points on the board before the half, and they do. Peyton Kelapolo busts another big run. It set up another Thorpe touchdown dive, and the Red Devils led 28-0 at the half. Kelapolo rushed for 239 yards and a touchdown.
It was great. My linemen did so good today. You know, they gave me the chance to do what I need to do and just had to break a couple tackles and, you know, got down the field.
I mean, that's what we put all of our cards on all year. I mean, that's who we are. We're a physical and confident team, and that's what we do.
Alta was averaging 50 points per game this season. Springville held them to 14.
Our defensive staff and our defensive players, they take a lot of pride in our defense, and they knew that, you know, Alta's a special team with some really good players, and, you know, we had a great game plan, and they executed it.
The Red Devils are in the state title game for the first time since 1985.
Yeah, I mean, East is a great team. We played them last year. You know, we want revenge. We think we can do it.
Come on, baby! Come on, baby! Let's get some leopards this week.
Yeah, so Springville's in. You mentioned since 1985, Scott Mitchell was a quarterback. Yeah. I think he'd be Bear River in the final game there.
You'd remember that?
Yeah, so 4A championship game is set. Springville East, Friday, 6:30. The two schools have a combined record of 47-3 the past two seasons. You can also watch this one on live.ksl.com. All right, now to the 3AA semis. Stansbury reaching the turf at Rice-Eccles Stadium for the first time in school history.
Desert Hills very familiar with that turf. Back in the semifinals after getting upset in last year's quarterfinals. It was Stansbury, though, that would strike first. Less than 3 minutes into the game, Mitch McIntyre connects with Casey Roberts. And Roberts has a lot of yak. A 60-yard touchdown. It was 6-0 Stallions. Desert Hills would answer with Nephi Sewell. Broke his neck last year. Thought he'd never play again. A year later, scoring touchdowns in the semifinals. The Thunder take the lead. And then Brock Perry uses a spin move to score to take that lead. The Stallions, they would come back and they would even the score, this time with the run. McCoy Didrikson weave his way through 27 yards into the end zone. A two-point conversion ties it at 14. The Thunder defense would shut out the Stallions, though, the rest of the way, and Sewell goes to work. What a great story. Back-to-back touchdown runs by Sewell gives the Thunder a 28-14 lead. He rushed for 148 yards, and the Thunder offense just kept rolling. Quinn Kaiser to Marco Jordan, 72 yards. The Thunder will play for a state title, and Nephi Sewell was very emotional after the win.
That first play meant so much to me because, like I said earlier, I never saw myself being back playing again. Every time I went to the doctors, I was disappointed by the outcome. I wanted to play with my team because I knew I could help, but I'm so overwhelmed by being here and then being with my team I love. Playing with him, his senior year means a lot to me because he's my older brother. I love him to death. I'll do anything for him. Just a blessing to play with him.
Man, what a great story.
Yeah, understandably, emotion. Last year at this time in the neck brace, wondering if he'd ever play football again.
You know how much something matters to you when it's taken away from you. And for him to get it back and have this chance, it's amazing.
All right, so once again, the 3AA championship game will be an all-St. George affair.
Yeah, Pineview and Dixie met on Friday to see who would face Desert Hills in that title game.
This one also played at Southern Utah. Of course, these two know each other very well.
Yes, they do.
Flyers won the region. They look pretty good right out of the gate. Ammon Quinn, 5-yard run, 7-0 Dixie. 14-0 Flyers when Pineview would answer with a big play. Ryan Avinas to Lance Rodriguez. 71-yard touchdown ties the game at 14. The long ball works well. Let's do it again. Avinas to Rodriguez again. 69 yards this time. Pineview taking its first lead of the night. And the Panthers never look back. Avinas. This time, Carson Clark's got it. That's worth 49 yards and a touchdown. Pineview scoring 35 unanswered. They take down their rival Dixie, 35-14.
We just stuck with what we do. First time we played them, we kind of strayed away from stuff if it didn't work the first time, but this time we just stuck with it. It's a huge win. It's giant. It's a great feeling. Dixie's a great team. It was just nice to have that win against them. Desert Hills is a great team. They bring a lot of pressure on the quarterback, so I'm excited to see how it turns out.
This is going to be awesome. Pineview and Desert Hills kick off at 11 a.m. Friday at Rice Eccles Stadium. You can also see this title game on live.ksl.com. Desert Hills won the first meeting this season 36-19, but Pineview right now is on a roll.
Now, while next week is the 3AA, 4A, and 5A championship games, it was title time today in Cedar City for the smaller schools. We had a rematch of the 2A title game. Will Juan Diego be able to add another trophy to the case, or will Delta continue its Cinderella story? That and the 1A champ coming up next.
Welcome back. Well, Duchesne dominated 1A football from 2010 to 2014, winning 4 straight titles and a state record 48 straight games, but they haven't been back to the title game ever since then.
Until now. Eagles facing Kanab. The Cowboys lost to Diamond Ranch in last year's championship after eliminating Duchesne in the semis. Let's go to the first half. Cowboys, well, they get going on the scoreboard. Taven Ott to Parker Collins, 10-yard touchdown. Kanab up 7-0. Second quarter, Duchesne's offense would start rolling here. Jarrett Spencer going up top to Chad Lewis, and he hauls it in. And he is down inside the 10. A couple plays later, Weston Paulson, he'll finish it off. 10-6 at the half. No scoring in the third quarter. Let's go to the fourth. Eagles take the lead. Spencer to Jaron Mortensen, and he'll finish it off for a 33-yard touchdown. And now it's 12-10. Kanab looking to take the lead. Ott going to Ammon Grail. Tips the ball, then picks it off. And here we go the other way. Under 3 minutes left. 80-yard touchdown. Kanab would score late, but the Eagles hold on to get the 1917 win for the state title. All right, we got a rematch in the 2A championship game. Beaver beat South Summit a year ago, 33-0 for its first title since 1990.
And South Summit, how about this, playing in their 4th straight title game and 6th in the last 8 years. This is the 5th time these schools have met in the state championship game. Beaver couldn't have asked for a better start. Quarterback Jordan Hardy going deep for Taylor McDonald. He's got it, a 32-yard touchdown. The Beavers then go to the run for the next 3 scores. This is Dylan Smith. He takes the pitch 19 yards into the end zone. Beaver had a 28-7 lead when South Summit rallies. A little trickeration. Receiver Parker Grajic throwing the pass, and it's perfect. Brandon Danzy has a 64-yard touchdown. He had 205 yards receiving and 3 scores. Then South Summit quarterback Nick Beasley is going to find Keegan Stratcher. The game was tied at 28 at the half. But then the Beaver defense tightens up and restores order. And on offense, Jordan Hardy runs wild. Get this, Rod. He rushed for 326 yards.
I got it.
And 2 touchdowns. This was one of them, a 96-yard score. He's still running all the way back to Beaver with the state championship. They've got back-to-back state titles, the 11th in school history.
All right, Delta Rabbits, one of the biggest surprises of the state playoffs in the title game after upsetting Morgan in the semis.
But could they take down defending champ Juan Diego for their first state title since 2001? That is a tall order. That game in progress right now. Into the third quarter, the Soaring Eagle are leading the Rabbits 21-7. We'll have the result of that coming up tonight on the KSL 5 News at 10.
All right, when we come back, the best plays of the week. 6 semifinal games, 3 state titles, the best from all 9. Coming up in the highlight reel. What a week it's been. 6 semifinals and 3 championship games for high school football, providing us with plenty of great plays this week.
Yeah, a lot to choose from, and we've loaded up the best, and they're ready to roll in this week's highlight reel.
Time Performers, brought to you by Mr. Mac, dressing you for prime time.
Let's start with Jordan Hardy of Beaver, 326 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, and he also had 1 interception as a defender, leading Beaver to back-to-back titles.
Lone Peak quarterback Dakota Hanson, 19 of 29, 339 yards, 6 TD passes, leading Lone Peak to the 66-19 win and back-to-back championship game appearances.
And Alta's MJ Tafisi, 24 tackles, 2.5 for a loss and a sack in a losing cause against Springville. What a performance.
That'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you later.